Hello, everybody. Be right with you. I'm definitely running behind today. Recorded garden tour, but haven't posted yet. Good morning, everybody. Silver, how's it going? Sleeping real good this morning. And I almost didn't do it today, but Sunday was my most successful so far. I think it was because my friend Sweet Pea came in. Had a lot of personal friends come in last Sunday. I was like, well, let's see if they show up again today. Maybe Sundays are just good days. That's my thought process. On your way to work, as per usual. I hope my audio levels are the same. I just keep it the same as yesterday. And I just left the window. I haven't even changed like the music. Same music. But I will say it's a 3-hour track, and I only paid the first hour of it yesterday. It's gonna be different. Organizing them things. Heading out. Well, if you want to come organize some of my stuff, feel free. Feel free. Today's music is brought to you by Hours of Background copyright created by Laxed Movement. Check that out. Positive affirmation generation today is I accept and love myself thoroughly and completely. That's very hard to do. Accept and love oneself. And yes, you should do. Just for the record, you should do. It's a great day. It looks like it's going to be nice and warm and sunny today. Question is, what am I going to do? I don't know if I'm ready to put the peppers in. Still fresh seedling. Obviously, something is at crops. I'm not sure I want to put out all the fresh seedlings I have. Might put out a few. Maybe I'll put them in the cucumbers and see if the bunny rabbit still eats the pepper plant. I've been told that pepper stuff is like a way to keep the pets away. So addicted to Furthest Frontier. That's all I did yesterday was play that. I may make a video about that later. Boy, I need a tolerance break coming up for sure. I've got a trip with the organization up to Colorado under the end of the month, and I think that'll be good for me to take 4 or 5 days smoking. Be aware, I'm probably not gonna stream those days. Drinking Dunkin' Donuts caramel coffee today. It's delicious. I mean, I don't know. I've thought about it. If I go on deployments and go on disasters, it seems like I could do the streaming. If I took my laptop, I could still. I mean, Twitch has a built-in streaming platform that you can use, and once you set up all the other stuff, I think you're supposed to be elsewhere. The dog is getting antsy, like expects me to give it something else. Like, I already gave you food today. Had to wake and bake if the organization is too weak. Yeah, hard to wake and bake if they yeah, for that. I mean, I guess I could theoretically be here for the wake and bake and not smoke. Like, be like, we're taking a tolerance break, and as weed smokers, you have to do that every day. It's a break to reset. Or like you build a tolerance to it the longer you smoke. So it's not worth as much. That's why you take a tolerance break, so then you can set the fiduciary value. But I mean, every day clean this thing out. How all the red stuff is. I can only imagine how much stuff is stuck to the inside of my lungs. Which, I mean, our body has natural ways of getting rid of it, which is you're coughing and I spit it up, and it's a thing. So you need to give your body some time to. But I smoke all day, every day, so it is a thing. And when I give up the smoking, I still usually have to drink myself to sleep. Like, I never sleep. Not one of those people. Sleeps well. But I can usually take a pretty good, like, I can take an edible right before. Get a good solid 8 hours sleep. Is anybody out there a book reader? I'm currently in the middle of All That's Left in the World by Eric J. Brown. There's only an hour left of it. And main character, well, I guess, main character's love interest is currently laying on a gurney, post-apocalyptic America, no medicine, infected, given the I love you speech, and I'm like, oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. I hate sad. And like, if you don't know, it's sad beforehand. You have to finish it. You have to finish it. You can't just leave a book unfinished. I love audiobooks. You can get your first Audible book for free. Sponsor me, Audible. I probably should read. I do literally have a subscription to Audible and probably have wow, 328 books. It's crazy. Man, I guess I don't have them all downloaded. I have quite a few downloaded. And I often talk about apocalyptic survival prep. And getting books would be... I feel that boredom would be killer. I mean, maybe not, because you're gonna like have to worry about, you know, basic survival needs, but maybe me, because I've already worried about those things and thought ahead of time. So I'm like, oh, I'm just sitting around waiting for my crops to grow. Yeah, yeah, that's good business there. But yes, Audible will give you your free book for free, first book for free, and my recommendation is The Iron Druid Chronicles Book 1, Hounded by Kevin Hearn. My favorite book series. It's set in modern day, and the main character is a 2100-year-old druid who is the last one remaining. Their system of magic comes from gods that people have believed in and manifested, but live in underground magic community. And there's at least 10 books in that series, and they're all great. They're all good books. They're funny, they're light, they're good books. It's a really good read. My second series of choice would probably be Robert Jordan's Time. That one is a little bit older. That's on the level of like Tolkien-esque, so it's a little bit more of a complicated read, a little bit more of a challenge to get through all 13 books. And I dare say the last 3 are the best. He spends 10 books building characters and story and arc and worlds, and like you get really involved with these characters, like all of them. Like, oh, they're teenagers and now they're adults running. Follow them for their whole developing life. Oof. I don't like sad books, and this isn't exactly sad, but not all the main characters make it out. And I mean, I'm like, but that's life. We talked about that yesterday. You got you know, there's 100 some characters that he's developed in this world, and the world is enveloped in war and famine and poverty and just madness and like bubbles of evil that are just randomly killing people. Like the odds of everybody that you love and care about surviving a post-apocalyptic scenario is low. I mean, like if they wrote a world like that happened, would you really buy into it? It's like the perfect version of the Matrix. Would you really to read a thing as perfect as that it can? It would be kind of boring, wouldn't it? They lived happily ever after, written out. Get up every morning, kids do life problems. Oh, sink's broken again. Oh, the crops have died. Like, you know, you deal with those regular everyday humdrum life. Why would you put that in a book? Everybody lives that. I started writing my own book. I saved it in Google. I have that forever, no matter where I went. It's still here. I've had so many title documents. I think I lost my book. Here I am thinking I'd have it forever, and it looked. I don't think I'd moved it. And it could be one of the untitled documents. I know, it's too bad. I got to a point where I was writing the book. I'd gotten to a point where I got to block it. Like, I don't know what to say next. And then I was literally, oh, that's the answer. I won't give the answer. So my premise is that this is my main character is, I think I wrote it on stream at one point. Like, I read it on stream at one point, like way back in the day. I might have. My main character is basically a wood child. Like, his parents are killed by demons very early on. He spends a couple of years developing. Grandfather finds him. I guess his grandfather and his find him, and they are trying to explain to him his gift. And I couldn't quite figure out what the gift was. And I was like, oh, so the answer to this is before our main character can find out what this gift is, dude gets shot in the forehead. Like, all right, let's sit down and have this conversation. And bam! Click. And then the whole action scene ensues again. Like, now he's got to fly. And obviously he's going to run from two family members. Like, the brother's dead right off the bat. So the grandfather's going to get up and run and try to save promised child, the chosen one, savior. But he doesn't know. No idea what's going on. Meanwhile, he's 10 at this point. I mean, like, I don't know if I'm gonna literally pull like the time situation and like write his whole arc. Happens to him from 10 years old on. And am I going to build my own world, or am I going to set up a modern world? I got cheaped out, though. Villains are demons, and I feel like the villains are demons. That's a thing. The system of magic I'm going to use in my world is they use music to cast things. Sing, or whistle, or hum, or make some kind of noise that causes your magical energy to focus to your will. Good morning. This is your other account. Oh no, this is Sharon. Not. Sundays seem to be pretty good days. I was just discussing that. Sundays, good turnout. This is because people are. How's you? Long time no see. If you want to, we could chat in the Discord. Silver, do you remember Xena? I believe she has been on podcast before. Which you could follow our previous podcasts. I guess I should probably get it if she's going to join. And theoretically we'll be stuff. Fault default says fault default. Chris me out. Chara.
Hello, why does your sound so low?
Discord?
Yeah.
I can fix it.
I figured it out. It was not on speaker mode.
Oh,
it's on my phone.
Oh, you're on your phone. Oh, hey. How's things? How's you?
I am busy, stressed, tired.
I know. I feel like I've talked to you forever.
I know, right? I'm sorry.
That's okay. You have a life. I mean, we also live very far away.
I do.
And I mean, like, now you got your boyfriend. Well, your fiance.
Yeah, I do.
Happy for you. Glad things are going well for you.
Yeah, well, it's going well. I'm
Silver
coming
says,
to town.
I've got lots of slavers, and he says, I think the verbal component is very important. So write out key phrases and D&D spells. I think that's it. It adds a lot to the storyline. In case you missed it, we were talking about the book that I was writing before.
Oh.
Did you know I was writing a book?
Feel like you mentioned it before.
Oh, it's been like years ago.
I feel like you mentioned you were gonna start one, but
I had actually started it, but
oh.
now it's lost. I just thought it was in Google Docs, but I couldn't find it, so I have to go dig some more. But I definitely have a thought out story process, basically. So I just have to put it onto paper.
Is it too early to tell about subject matter?
Well, that's what I said earlier. My main character, like, I'm just recently, I got to a point where I wrote the whole point of, like, his first 5 years, like, how he came to be in the situation that he's in, where he's alone in the woods by himself, and then his grandparents and uncle come in and fight off this, like, demon that's protecting his house that he's been trying to get into. He's about to find out this, like, his secret that I haven't decided what it is yet. And I was like, well, how do I get past this? So I guess the answer is I'm gonna have him shot. Like, I'm gonna shoot the uncle, like, as he's about to tell the secret. Like, so we've gathered you here. We're gonna tell you about this thing, and he's about to say it, and then he gets shot in the forehead, and then the big, like, action scene ensues, and the father has to protect the protector, the savior again, and he's gonna send him into the woods to go find his own life, and obviously isn't gonna get saved, so he's going to have to discover the secret on his own. Now that he knows he has a secret, the book's going to be about finding out what that is.
That sounds very interesting. Very excited to read it once you put it down to paper.
Yeah, right, in 25 years.
You know.
I was the reason that started that was because I love the Robert Jordan series, who wrote 13 books, but the last 3 he had to let somebody else finish because he died.
Ugh.
He wrote out an outline on his deathbed to one of his fans.
Wow.
And the last 3 happen to be my favorite. They are really, really good. But I mean, he'd spent his whole life building a story, like a world story. And then I guess he got that, like, oh shit, I'm dying, and he's like, all right, here's the end. Just wrapped it up. And then the guy was like, well, he wanted me to do this in one book, but nah.
I got Peter listened to the first Iron Druid Chronicles novel.
Yay! I love that I got you addicted to those.
Oh, I love those. Like,
I just said that for my book
they're
recommendation because Silver was talking about getting audiobooks, and I was like, you have to get the Iron Druid. It's the best series.
oh, it's such a good series. Like I read it, by myself, and then I went through and heard it through the audiobook, and I don't know, just Oberon's voice is great. Like the guy who reads it
Luke
does
Daniels.
such a he does such a great job with Oberon's voice. It's
Luke
so funny.
Luke Daniels is my favorite Audible narrator, hands down. He's done all kinds of things, and they're all funny and light, and I love Luke.
Yeah,
Would marry him just so he could talk to me all day.
that's fair. Good to know. So
There's-
I'm coming to town, by the way, in May.
This town?
Well, I'm coming to my parents' town, but it's about a few hours from you.
I was thinking about having my Harvest Festival in probably like maybe second weekend. When are you
Yeah.
coming?
The 14th through so that Wednesday through that Tuesday.
Wednesday, that calendar.
I think it's like 14th through the 19th or something.
So you'll be actually passing through my neck of the woods like on the 13th, right?
No, I'm flying to
Oh.
Charlotte. I fly.
Oh, silly rabbit. Trains are for eco war. Oh, they're getting high-speed trains. Amtrak finally got permission from the U.S. government to install high-speed trains.
Oh, nice.
That's happening. That's exciting. They're gonna start with the D.C. to New York route, and I think they're gonna do the one from D.C. to Boston,
all East Coast.
where
Figures.
80% of the world is, like in the United States, is East Coast. If they
I mean,
had a train route from Fort Lauderdale to New York, 80% of the country would use it. But-
Chicago's a major train hub, so it wouldn't be silly for them not to do that to Chicago.
Well, I mean, they did Boston first. I mean, like, the high-speed rails only work if you have, like, two high destinations. Like, you can have a whole bunch of stops on a high-speed rail to get up to the speed and take forever to slow down.
Right.
So they'd have to do long-distance routes. And I feel like, aren't Boston and Chicago similar?
I don't think so. I don't know.
I don't know.
I
I
that
feel like they're
answer.
like an hour or two away.
Wait, from each other?
How far away is Boston from Chicago? I'm asking to.
Far. It would be
Oh,
far.
14 hours and 20 minutes. Wow. I don't know why geography's fail for me. Fail geography for Sean. Boston, Massachusetts, and I don't know why I was thinking that like Massachusetts was next to Indy. So I forgot about Pennsylvania and Ohio. I literally went
That's
through
okay.
on the
We
first day
like
of the
to
street,
forget about Pennsylvania and Ohio too. It's okay.
right? Because they're all these flat, like the Midwestern. Like if you're trying to name off all the states, the Midwestern states are the worst.
Really, I feel like New England is the worst.
I thought the New England has such interesting shapes. Like to me, if you're going down, yeah, Silver says it's like 1,000 miles. I was like, oh, my bad. Can you tell? Like, I feel like it's equidistant from me. Like, if I get on a plane from here and go to Boston or Chicago, it's probably about the same distance from me.
Maybe.
So maybe that's where, in my head, I got like, oh, 6 hours up northwest and 6 hours this. I don't know, not 6 hours, obviously. You get what I'm saying. I don't know where geography is. Planes have ruined that for everyone. Can you remember what it's like to have to drive, like plan a route, and like let's go 6 states away. Pull out your road atlas.
I don't know. I like to fly. I mean, you know what? Now that you mention it, I do miss the days of like you just pull out a map and go through your route. I will say I don't think there are a lot of people that actually know how to read a genuine map nowadays.
That's a
I would
life
like to
skill
know.
that people
That is a life skill.
will need in the apocalypse.
I will gladly thank my father, who was in the military, who taught me how to read a map.
I can thank the Boy Scouts for teaching me how to map and
Mm.
compass and so on and so forth. How to navigate in the wilderness, I should say.
I could probably thank the Girl Scouts for teaching me how to sell cookies and be an entrepreneur more than anything. But
My sister was in the Girl Scouts, and my mother was a Girl Scout leader.
yeah,
So I used to go to the Girl Scout meetings too, and
that's cool.
y'all got shafted. Like,
Oh,
the
100%.
things the Boy Scout learned, like I learned how to hunt and fish, and gut deer and clean fish and camp, and like how to know which way is north by looking at trees and track bears and animals and stuff. And you're like, damn, this is super cool and fun. Y'all are in there like making cookies and those popsicle yarn things.
I mean, we went camping, but like it wasn't as
the Girl Scout troop did not hear. They were very. I was like, this is like a home economics
uh,
class. I was like, this is rude. I told them,
I think we definitely did a camping trip, and then we did a multicultural like event where we represented, you know, a country. But no, we definitely were not in the thick of things of the wilderness and learned how to. We didn't do survival skills.
I've said that was more than once. I was like, this is not fair that girls don't get the same education that boys do.
We were very true Beverly Hills, if you will.
That's funny. But I think that's what the Girl Scouts are. I mean, they were all about these Girl Scout cookies here. It's very much a business
Yes.
empowerment kind of thing. Which maybe that was like their
Yeah.
role. I don't know what the Girl Scouts like objective is. They might be trying to get to entice women and being more business minded. I mean, would you like to learn how to make a popsicle yarn star?
I don't know. Like I said, I learned great entrepreneurial skills and selling skills for sure.
But was that the intention of the Girl Scouts, you think?
Oh.
What do you think the
I think
intention
it
of
was-
the Girl Scouts is?
I think it was just an activity that I could do that, didn't necessarily involve sports. Now, don't get me wrong, I love sports, but it was a nice. I never wore the uniform. We never had to wear a uniform.
Silver says, luckily the Boy Scouts don't exist anymore. It's BSA now. I mean,
Oh, right, because they have like women or girls in Boy Scouts now.
so what does BSA stand for? Basic Scouts of America?
I mean, that would be like we had this restaurant in Ann Arbor called Big Ten Burrito. It's probably like my favorite place to have a burrito when you're drunk at 2 a.m.
Mm,
Right? And the Big Ten sued them for like using their name, so they changed it to BTV, which really just means Big Ten Burrito, but just
Now it's
initials
BTV,
for
like-
trademark.
copyright,
Yeah.
got you. Haha.
Which we'd rather call it BTV, just rolls off the tongue a little bit nicer. So maybe
Like, more
similar
people were
thing
doing
with
it anyway,
Boy
right?
Scouts. Yeah, BSA. You would actually enjoy them. They created a bus like a shuttle bus that is purely fueled by the grease from like the fryers, like the oil.
Nice. They
Yeah.
used to drive people home when they're drunk.
Yep.
Nice! I love bars like that. You're right, I love them.
hmm
Right, I'd love them. Did I tell you that I went to the Wild Beaver in Nashville?
Yeah, that's a fun bar.
I really enjoyed it. I was gonna say, except like when it got hopping, I was like, if
Yeah.
I was gonna go again, I'd be like, go early.
So that bar is fun because it's off of Second Avenue, and it's right off of it's not on Main Street, which is really nice. Like Broadway, it's like a couple streets over, but you can still do like live karaoke, and there's a live bull, not a live bull, like mechanical
rider
bull
thing.
riding. Yeah. And the shots are pretty nice. They're pretty heavy-handed there, which I appreciated when I lived there.
Yeah, it was a good bar. I didn't think all the drinks were super like good drinks for the money you paid.
Well, it's
And then
Nashville for you, but
the
it's better
second
than
round,
Broadway.
like when I was waiting to sing, like once it got popular, they were like, "Oh, it's gonna be like 2 hour wait." Okay,
Yeah.
so we waited 2 hours, and the guys, like I still hadn't sung,
Jeez.
and the guy was taking like anybody who paid money, like if you tipped, he'd put you ahead. So if you didn't pay money, and I was like, you weren't even the DJ or the KJ when I put my song in, like
Yeah.
So then I had this nice Mexican lady who I had sat down, like I'd moved over to the big table, and they had this like dinner party they were trying to plan, and she was like, they just kind of closed in around me at the table, and I was like, oh hey, what up? and they were like, "Yeah, we have like a large group," and I was like, "Oh, no worries, I'll just move." And they bought me shots and were cool and were super fun about it. So I was like, "It's just me and two other people sitting at this 8-top table." I just moved because we were in the bar in the way, and then I was like, you know. So it wasn't a big deal that I moved. But then they were super nice, and then she went up to the karaoke guy and was like, "Hey, this guy's been here forever and has not sang." And then she found, so apparently she knew the guy, got me to sing
Well, that's awesome.
after 2 hours of waiting. But the first time I went in, it was almost immediately right up, and everyone was so great. Like I love bars that have people who sing also, because then you're like, "Oh, this guy's good." Like people recognize that in a karaoke world. Like I'm not good enough to be American Idol or anything, but I think I'm good at karaoke. That makes sense.
Yeah,
You don't have to be a good singer to be good at karaoke. It's about being entertaining.
that's true. And you're very entertaining.
Right? Sometimes, like, failing is entertaining if you do it correctly. Silver says it used to stand for Boy Scouts of America. Now it's a rebrand that doesn't mean anything but capitalizes of the existing nostalgia. Right? So they should have just changed it to the basic Scouts of America. Funnier. And gender inclusive. Everybody's basic. Get in here. We'll teach everybody how to hunt, fish, and survive in the wilderness. I think that is something all children should know how to do. If you
I
get
don't disagree with you.
stranded in the wilderness, you ought to be able to survive a day or two until somebody comes find you.
Peter made a funny comment, but he won't repeat it now.
Why? I mean, he can also join the stream if you'd like. Feel free.
That's what I said. I think he's a little shy.
He's not even on camera. Doesn't he have a stream?
He does. He has 2 podcasts. I'm gonna make a shameless plug for both of his podcasts, though.
You
One
can't
is
can't
a
do that until he's
sports-
on the stream.
Oh, yeah. I can plug you.
Hey, Sean, what's going on? I was just saying they should now call themselves the Birkin Scouts of America.
Birkin. Oh, that's funny. That is funny.
Yeah,
That's
see?
the
Yeah,
Birkin Scouts of
humorous.
America.
He's a much funnier commentator than I am.
See, and now it's a natural flow. You can see more of Peter on
Hard Cap,
what's it called?
right? The Hard Cap, which is a sporting. I don't know what it is. It's like they talk about sports. It's him and his buddies from high school, and they talk about all things sports and other things in life. I guess it's mostly sports. And then my favorite, not that they're not my favorite. Hey, don't yell at me, and don't tell Alex I said that like that.
Not like it's on live stream or anything. Soon to be on the
It's
YouTube
fine.
video later. So if you want blackmailer,
Yay!
it'll be on the YouTube
Edit.
later.
And then he has one with his cousin / best man, and it's about their Italian life.
Hey,
So it's called This Italian American Life.
is that a
Which I
ripoff
make
on
a guest
the
appearance.
NPR show This American Life?
Exactly. I even stole their logo for it. It was perfect.
Did you steal the format? Like I love that show.
No, the format is much more loose than this American Life. But
Because theirs is dark, but it's usually pretty.
Yes. Oh, very informative, very beautiful. Yeah, no, I respect it. But no, ours is more about our experience being first generation Americans in an Italian family growing up in Chicago. And we started off with like the history of our family and then just kind of went into stories. My cousin is a great storyteller. So I kind of just let him run and I kind of rein him in when I can.
You'll meet him at the wedding for sure. But
Nice, which is coming up so soon.
I know.
Didn't you say that was
11
Wait,
months.
wait, I thought that was coming up like soon.
No.
Next
I would
year May,
plan.
right?
March.
March next. You haven't sent me a save the date, have you?
No, we are taking our engagement photos next month, and then we'll send them out probably end of June, early July.
I support digital save the date.
I know, but we're giving you magnets with our faces on them, so
We
you'll
have-
never forget us.
We have far too much elderly and technology phobic family to be able to do virtual save the dates, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, doesn't mean you can't do both.
You're not wrong.
We
Yes.
will have a wedding website. No.
We will have a wedding. Yeah,
We will
that's
have a
true
wedding too. We will have a wedding website as well. So, you can choose to RSVP digitally if you'd like. But
I feel like if I don't get a Microsoft Teams invite, I just don't remember.
silly.
That's my life these days.
I'll just
I had a thing in my calendar for the 12th that was actually on the 23rd, and nobody can figure out how I put that. I'm like, well, I'm not available on the 20th. I did put that in my calendar correctly.
I feel like that's happened to me before.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Which,
think
speaking of,
it happens to all of us sometimes.
for sure, I must hop off. I have an appointment that I must drive an hour to. So
Ugh. Ugh. Well, thanks for stopping in. Good seeing you, and we'll be here every day.
sounds good. Have fun.
Talk
All
to
right,
you later,
too.
Sean.
Bye.
Bye.
Always nice to have visits. Make our interview format. Eventually, I'll just get people on to interview in Discord. That's what talk shows do, right? That's basically what we're making is a talk show. You're like, I want to be the next Stephen Colbert. And the next question is, would you vote for Stephen Colbert if he ran for president? I asked that because he made a joke about it, and I feel like he's got the name recognition. That was my friend Sharon and her fiance Peter. They're super in love, and I'm super happy for both. But also, I'm a complicated individual. Super jealous as well. But that's okay. I often say things way. Oh yeah, I didn't put it in the Discord today because I was late. My bad. My bad. Thanks for being here, HK. Good to see you. Did you catch Sharon and Peter? We had guests today. I also have not done, like, I did take the videos of the garden tours, but I didn't have time to upload them. The coughs. Cucumbers are doing well. I did check on them this morning, and I had to put those little peanut containers, the plastic peanut containers over them last night because caterpillars are eating all the little baby seedlings. Like they're eating all the leaves. I don't understand. I mean, I guess that's why they call them invasive species. I was like, what species eats their babies' food sources? That just makes no sense to me. I'll post a video about the things later. And I also forgot to mention yesterday that we have blackberry patches too. So I'm growing cucumbers, tomatoes, blackberries, and hot peppers this year. I don't know how many blackberries I'm gonna get because I don't have that many, but they're growing. And I planted two blueberry bushes this year. I've planted a pear tree and a plum tree this year. All things that will not bear fruit in the next 5 to 10 years probably, but hopefully one day they will bear fruit. Blueberries maybe. I might get blueberries next year. I might get some this year if it really takes off, but I bought it from Walmart and I don't have faith. Truly don't. But that's okay. What else are we gonna do? Gotta keep trying. Just keep swimming. Speaking of, today's positive affirmation, just since I feel like HK missed it, and I didn't put it in the chat this morning, is I accept and love myself thoroughly and completely. I accept and love myself thoroughly and positive affirmation. I wish I could pin that. It would be nice, but it does not. I'm quite sad. I guess if I really was doing my streamer job, I could make that my pop-up message. Like, when you click on chat to put a chat in, it gives you a little pop-up of like the rules. I could put my positive affirmation. That would actually be a little. That's something that we see. I'll do it if it's worth it. I accept and love myself. Because you are who you are, and everything that's ever happened to you has led you to where you are. Would you really want to be somebody different? So if you wish away your experiences, you're basically wishing away part of who you are. All things happen to you for a reason. It changes you one way or the other. Choose how things change you in the future. You cannot choose how things have changed you in the past. That's something that a lot of us need to learn to live. Did happen to me. I was affected by it, and I can only control how I am affected by it going forward. One of my favorite things when I'm out there in the world, or in corporate leadership, or in management leadership, basically anything, when you have to give somebody like, hey, things have changed in your life. It's constant in the universe. Today's new challenges are these things have changed. Going forward, we will be doing, like, I get that yesterday we did this. Well, tomorrow we're doing. Welcome to the new day. It's what it is. Whether you like it or not, this is what it is. And I mean, I think a lot of times in our democratic society, we often forget that if you are outruled, you are outruled. As much as we talk about this whole Trump-Biden situation, I'm obviously on one side of the fence on that, and there are others who are on the other. But we have to remember that sometimes the majority is not you. And as somebody who's been a minority the vast majority of their life, then I get that. It sucks. I live in a red state. My vote has never counted. Except the Obama years, I guess. Don't forget the YouTube, as Streamlabs mentions. Also, I fixed my commands. So if you didn't know how to get in the Discord... Damn it. I keep forgetting I can't. Just kidding. I thought I was going to be funny. Discord. Right there you go. And the YouTube. Now you have links to both of the things. In case you did not already. For anybody out there in the US. I try to put garden tours, trying to put these wake and bakes, they usually go right up to the YubTubs after this. So if you missed it, you missed the beginning of it, you can always check it out on the YouTubes. We had special guests today, so special views. I'll make sure I give them links. I should probably get his links so I can put it in the YouTube channel. I should probably tell Sharon to send me those so I can put them in of like the good little streamer I am. I think a lot of it's back-end work, like putting together playlists and together tags and labeling your videos correctly, categories. I hope that's supposed to be a thing, but I have yet to do. As I flip over to be like, let's see what my engagement is today, and I haven't done that because I haven't even posted the one. There you go. The one from yesterday is now live. Because it takes a minute. Like, I did a 4-hour live stream with Furthest Frontier that I haven't uploaded yet because that's going to take like 2.5 hours to upload the video. I mean, like, using my data connection. As we've discussed, I have a limited data supply, so I'm not sure I'm going to upload them. But the streaming service I have here, if I record it, will like let me just like straight up organize it. So I've posted all the links to those in the clips and video on the video uploads of the Discord. Like an easy way to get there. I'm trying to. I picked the best thumbnail option, I think, but sometimes they're. Fat Coaster! Oh, hey! You just missed Sharon in them. All we need is Dr. Faustus, and we be like old times. Speaking of which, what were we talking about? I did watch the Final Fantasy Live Letter thing yesterday. Keith, Backcoaster probably knows more about this than I do, but there's a thing that's gonna let people create venues that you can then bounce people from and have select people come in and out of. Like, apparently there's a plan to create venues. Let's see. I wasn't really paying attention to the Live Letter, but I had it on. Just woke up again. But you work third shifts. That's not good for you, right? Like, if like are you a 7 to 10 guy, you get up for a couple hours and then sleep for a couple hours before you go to work? One of those folk? Those folk. My cousin's wedding is on May 18th. But I also have a Red Cross event. Same time. And what did Sharon say she was going to be in? I'm referring to the update to the blacklist. Possibly. If you want to come in the Discord, you can talk about it. Can kick people out of your estate. Oh. That makes sense. You should definitely have the ability to remove someone from your... I 100% agree. So I need to find a day to schedule this. And I think she said... Oh, it was like... She said she's going to be flying down. 16. Damn. I would have done it that weekend. That's... festival, unless I do it on Sunday. I could do it Sunday then night. Oh, I gotta tell her that I bet Eric's gonna be in town too. And that's gonna be fun. Cheers, Bats. Cheers, Bats. I'm only gonna be here for like 10 more minutes. Well, I don't know. If we got enough viewers in there, I might stay long. I think the stream gets a little stale after an hour. Personally. But I guess you guys would be the one otherwise. See if Eric's good. I wonder if Sharon and Eric still talk. That's probably not since she's met the love of her life. I doubt, but they might be. I mean, they were friends before. So I don't like they could still be friends. I don't know. I always thought there was some tension there, but she denied. So did he. So who am I to say? Oh. So yeah, Backcoaster lives close enough. If you want to make the trip, I'm planning on having a harvest festival here at the house to celebrate my most recent batch. I think that would be a fun event. Maybe I'll live stream that too. I could probably put it up on the wall somewhere so we can see everybody's chats and stuff in the live stream. Like, hey, we're having an event. You can just stop by. I don't know, but I'll certainly invite anybody who wants to come. We have plenty of beds, plenty of camping spaces, plenty of hotel in town if you stay, not stay at the house. It's a 5-minute drive to 2 probably rather inexpensive hotels that are decent. Sure, I actually opened one that used to be a Holiday Inn 20 years ago when it was a Holiday Inn. now I think it's like the Alta Vista Motel or something. Out in the middle of nowhere. But I mean, they obviously still have business. I mean, there's several factories here that I'm sure probably keep them in business with contractors and management, etc., etc. I mean, the fact that there are 2 hotels right across from one another must mean that it must be semi-successful. Would someone have built a second one if one was not successful? Americans are stupid sometimes. So what's new with Mr. Coaster? I haven't seen you since your birthday. Happy belated, by the way. Hope things are going all right. Happy Sunday. In case you missed the positive affirmation today, positive affirmation is I accept and love myself thoroughly and completely. You're not trying, you're doing it the best. Go catch up still. Just trying to catch up still. Aren't we all? That's life. Life. Until you realize that the only one who's holding you accountable is yourself. One can only get accomplished what you feel like you won't get accomplished. I figured it out. But that's okay. Feel free to put all the chats because it helps engagement. So don't forget to use the emotes. Remember, I have floaty emotes, and if you are a subscriber, you get cool floaty Sean specific. See you. Good night. Because he lives on the other side of the world. So you guys are not familiar. He lives on the other side of the world. I won't put him on blast where, but like literally the other side of the world. It's 12 hours behind me. So yeah, if you have a Twitch Prime, I believe you can get those access to those emails as well with your Twitch Prime subscription. My personal favorite is the dog with the heart. I'm not mad at the hype one either. Koopa Koopa! Final Fantasy. Like, Bat Coaster's life was totally about Batman or Final Fantasy. Now it's Final Fantasy related. Do you have a Batman outfit in Final Fantasy? Character in Final Fantasy? Batman yet? That would be cool. I am the Dark Knight. A Nightwing outfit. I feel like you have to get a Dark Knight Batman outfit. I don't expect to see pictures in the chat. You gotta figure out a way. There's bound to be a way. You have to Fantasia yourself into cat. Aren't there capes? I feel like there are capes. Like the paladin artifact armor was definitely a cape, and it was a cool, swishy with the motion cape even. The paladin one, but that's maybe you have to do it on a paladin. I don't know, but I distinctly remember that was my favorite thing about the paladin artifact was a switchy cape. Eric's not going to be in town. My sister apparently is having a. Eric is a friend from Hawaii. That's really who Eric was. I met Eric through his, which is funny because I actually met his ex-wife first. Like his ex-wife worked with the boy that I moved to Hawaii with, and she came to my house and brought Eric. Became friend. Because we both play video games, smoke weed. Same video game. So we hung out a lot while we were in Hawaii. And by hung out, I meant play video games, smoke weed. And you know what? Sometimes I feel like that's all I ever want in a life partner. Somebody who plays video games and smoke weed. Gotta say, it's all we ever want, ain't it? All we ever want. Someone to fill the silence with. But not just anybody. I've said that more than once. I would much rather sit here and talk to myself in the silence than talk to someone who said things that annoyed me. And so many people say so many things that annoy me. It's surely me. It's surely me. I want to say that I was talking about this yesterday, but when you worked waiting tables and retail for 20 years, the amount of people that I have looked at directly in the face and had a face-to-face interaction with is staggering. I mean, you're talking about, like, you think each one of these tables, like, you think each night you waited tables, you probably spoke to 100 people. Like, you had an actual face-to-face interaction with 100 people every day. Easy. I hate most people. Like, statistically speaking, out of all those hundreds of thousands of conversations I've had, there's like 4 that I'm like, wow, that was worth it. And I should say more than 4, but I've collected those people over my life, and I keep them in your pocket, and you text them, and you keep them, and make them your friends. People who don't mind spending time with. It's a key to life, I think. Like playing a card game with humanity. You gotta collect the ones you love. Perfect set. There's definitely enjoyment in silence. I'm not a person who sits quietly. There's hardly ever silence around. Hardly ever. I mean, even out here in the country, you can't say it's silent. Like, birds, the trees, dogs, squirrels. And all these animals make noise. There's trains in the distance, there's planes flying overhead, there's, like, my ears are so sensitive, I hear everything. I'd say I spend 90% of my day in headphones, like big, giant, expensive noise-canceling headphones, because there's so much sound. I took a music appreciation class in college, and she taught me this exercise of like sitting quietly in Baddha Konasana, like a yoga, and listening, like identifying how many tracks of sound one hear at each passing moment. And the things that you often forget, like when I do it now, even with my noise canceling earphones on, I can hear. I have 1, 2, 3 fans running, 2 pumps, the dehumidifier is another one. And then I can hear at least 3 distinctive birds. That's it. That's all I can hear with the headphones on. I take the headphones on, and I can hear the leaves rustling through the tree, hear the plastic flapping on my greenhouse door. I can hear the hum of my PC, buzz of fluorescent lighting, the constant barrage stimuli. Somebody says that makes me autistic, and I'm like, I think y'all are labeled much these days. Not like I can't function in the. I think I've just hypersensitized myself surrounding environment. I hear everything when I'm focused on it. I mean, obviously, it's probably like people who can read thoughts. They're born with it. They adapt well, but if they get it later in life, they don't. Because it's like, this crazy thing, but I've always had it. I hear everything. Which is why I've always thought that I might have been a good musician. I hear and can match pitch well, but finger dexterity to make the instruments do what I wanted them to do. And I stand by, to this day, saxophone I owned had a broken octave key. Nobody believed me, and it was inconsistent, and every time I'm using it in concert, and I hit the octave key, and the octave key wouldn't go up, and it made me sound like I'm failing. So, I wasn't good at saxophone. But that's probably why I know all the keys and functions and mouth apertures and all the things to make all the notes for all the instruments. I can play a scale on the trumpet, the trombone, clarinet, the flute, the marimba, the mellophone. I mean, the marimba's easy because scale, but that'll work. I mean, like to get good at a mallet instrument is hard. I was in the marching band, and I used to play with this guy who could do 4 sticks at a time. He was getting it. Woo! He was getting it back in the day, and I'm all like, okay, that guy, good at the. Amazing what people talent. My friend Carrie says that I should whistle. Apparently, my ultimate talent is whistling. Anybody ever heard me whistle before? Joker face. People tell me I sound like Snow White. I'm not sure how it's gonna come through. Stop the music. And take a deep breath like if I'm gonna sing. Whew. I don't know why it's always the Les Mis. I feel like I could whistle the whole score of Les Mis, but I don't know who wants to listen to that. But then apparently there is like a whole community of whistle. Thanks. Thanks. Like professional whistling is, remember, that one. That was one. I loved that when that came out. I was like, oh, I can do that. Look at me be cool. I don't know, like the whole year Kill Bill came out, I probably was doing that every time I walked into every room ever. That's what I should be for Halloween this year. It's the Twisted Nurse. Get the walking around confidently with my little that would be a fun Halloween costume. Especially now, I feel like people have forgotten it, but it's probably come back with the whistling. I don't know. Maybe like that's why like I watched the axe wielding guy. Did you see the video from yesterday where I just discovered Thorin? What was his name? I put him in the general chat. Thorin Bradley, Mr. Log Chopper guy. But it's one of those things that sits in the back of your head. Triggered. I mean, like, 'cause I feel like a lot of people saw Kill Bill. A lot of people saw Kill Bill. And I mean, like, for being a Tarantino movie where it's all weird and wordy, I'm surprised that many people saw it, but I didn't do anything for Halloween last year. Didn't go anywhere. It did nothing. I was like, had I been on a deployment or something, I might have. But just sitting here in my home in the middle of nowhere seems like a lot of effort to get dressed up somewhere. And like, I still own that Captain America costume that I am in. Maybe I like my goal really is to be able to fit back in that this October, but I gotta lose this weight. So that's why we're on the diet of black coffee and wheat, you guys. Black coffee and wheat. Oh, right. I also forgot. Don't forget your daily multivitamin. Sponsor me, Kirkland's. You know, that's funny because they're a generic brand. They don't feel. It's kind of help. Double fundy. Bye, Silver. Have a good day. Be safe. And then there were two. I mean, although you never know. I always say that. Like, I assume it's just me and Bat Coaster in the chat, but I do not know that answer. I often, when talking to myself, because when I did that Furthest Frontier stream, I streamed for 4 hours and I talked to myself. Well, I guess actually I had people in that one too. For a long time, you talk to yourself. But it's not really, because people do watch it later. Like, apparently, VODs get watched by at least 3 people. It's probably the same 3 people that were in here. It's probably the same 3 people who just click the button to play it in the background and give me the bandwidth support. I appreciate you. But as I said, I think once we get past that hour mark. Aw, thanks. I'm trying to be more better about uploading these things as we go. But I mean, are they entertaining to rewatch? I feel like when I rewatch them, I'm usually doing something else with me. But it could be anybody's. Nowadays, that's why I was like, well, let me restart these, because it's really about having the voice in the background. That comforting somebody's there. Like, that's why people listen to NPR. And this It's NPR. We'll talk softly and make sure that everything is calm and collective in your. Everything is copacetic. All things well. Everything's going to be okay. Gotta fix the microphone specifically if I'm gonna be doing ASMR video. Whisper into the. Does whispering help? Is that better if I whisper into it? It seems awful breathy when I whisper, but that might be the whole point of AMSR. I don't even know how that stuff works. But I do have a lot of cool nature sounds outside. I could probably just record some audio and put that up there. I don't know. I aim to please. I aim to please. I aim to please. I may do a Furthest Frontier video later. Because I was just thinking about that yesterday, and I feel like that game came out in 2022 and was never great. And I don't know, I cannot figure out for the life of me why I'm so addicted. But I've now played 138 hours. By far from the longest game, like the most I've ever had, but maybe the most I've ever like binged. Like I did Hogwarts Legacy, and I binged that pretty hard, but that was only 80 hours of play. I played Banished, which is similar to Furthest Frontier, but more, almost twice as much. But I was really excited to like label the video and be like, 500 hours of playthrough, this is what you get. And I'm like, nope, I'm at 130 hours. And does that make for as informative a video title? 140 hours of playtime, and this is what it is. Oh, weird. The music just added that weird clapping thing in. I thought the dog was doing it. I was like, what is that? Oh, he's on. He's in the music. Okay, I officially am getting loopy. Might do well on YouTube. Yeah, that's. I'm gonna see if I can make it for a YouTube video. But I need to find video editing software. That's a big one for me. That's a thing. But yep, getting to that point, I'm running out of stuff to talk about. It's an hour. About an hour sitting here is about all I can do. I gotta pee too, so I might as well end the stream. Thank you, everyone. It's been wonderful to see. Backcoaster, thank you. HK, thank you. Silver, thank you. Thanks to Xena/Sharon. Oh, and special thanks to Peter. Don't forget to follow his streams. Sharon was awful at plugging him, because I don't remember the name of it. I know he does a sports podcast, and This Italian Life, and it's like a play on This American Life by NPR, so like go check it out. I'll follow up with some of the links in the YouTube channel if you'd like to see his stuff later. All right, bye everybody. Thank you. Bye. Aw, damn, I forgot to record it. Damn. Sharon was saved this time.